Hi, everyone. Let's talk about AEW Collision January 4th, 2025, which was a decent show, in my opinion. Let's talk about it, guys. Collision starts with the cold open promo with Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia in the learning tree and rated FTR. And Saturday Night All Right for Fighting comes back as the intro song as Sir Elton John makes his return after a suspension for a backstage trouble, and Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness were on the call as always, and we started the show with the first match with Daniel Garcia and Mark Briscoe, a banger, a banger. Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia, a banger in my opinion, guys. This was a great match in my opinion, loved it. Daniel Garcia defeated Mark Briscoe and retained the TNT title. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. So, this is Daniel Garcia's first defense of the title, and Mark Briscoe earned this title shot by beating Daniel Garcia in the Continental Classic, then challenging Daniel Garcia at the World's End Zero Hour, and Matt Menard joins the commentary team as per usual for Daniel Garcia's matches, and the 113th TNT title match in company history begins with champion and challenger fighting to a soulmate, and Mark Briscoe keeps wanting Daniel Garcia to fight on the floor, but Daniel Garcia refused to leave the ring, and Mark Briscoe got in the ring and took the advantage over Daniel Garcia with chomps and chomping him off of the top turnbuckle to the floor, and Mark Briscoe hits a blockbuster to send us to a break. Then both men jockeying from position on a suplex a minute before Mark Briscoe suplexes Daniel Garcia over the top rope with both men tripling to the floor, and they beat the count out and trading strikes, which was amazing. Trading strikes in the ring with Mark Briscoe laying out and Daniel Garcia with a lariat, and Mark Briscoe scores with another lariat before getting a near fall with a fisherman buster, and Daniel Garcia wouldn't allow a G Drizzler, so Mark Briscoe hits a powerbomb instead for a near fall, and more strikes were traded. Boom, 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 boom. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. With Daniel Garcia with Daniel Garcia scoring with a shotgun dropkick, and Daniel Garcia hits the 10 punches in the corner before hitting a pile driver for a near fall, and Daniel Garcia fought out of the J Drizzler again and precision into the Dragon Tabor to force Mark Briscoe to the rope. The two fought to the top rope as the ring announcers announced 3 minutes remaining in the time limit. Man, I'm telling you, just a banger. Then Mark Briscoe hits the froggy bow, then the J Drizzler, but Daniel Garcia got his feet on the ropes on the cover since, and the 2 minutes call come as Mark Briscoe went for the cutthroat driver, but Daniel Garcia fought out and caught Mark Briscoe with the jackknife pin and gets the win and retains the TNT title, which was amazing with the jackknife pin to get the win. That was amazing. That was just amazing, man. That was just amazing, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Then after the match, Mark Briscoe shaked his hand with Daniel Garcia, noticing that he comes just that close to beating him. I'll repeat it again, guys, because I like repeating myself. So after the match, Mark Briscoe shakes hands with Daniel Garcia, noticing that he comes just that close to beating him. Then we had Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta and Maria Shafir were backstage, and Wheeler Yuta was upset at Jay White getting involved in their business and was ranting at him before Moxley brushed him and changed the subject to FTR, and he censored their issue with FTR squaring after their attack on them in December. But FTR comes back with Adam Copeland on their side, and Jon Moxley warned Adam Copeland and FTR that if they keep walking this path, they would find nothing good. Man, crazy story, I'm telling you, with the Death Riders. That's the biggest thing that's going on in AEW right now. In my opinion, that's the biggest thing that's going on in AEW right now. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's the biggest thing that's going on right now, guys. Hold on, I'm going to take a little breather here, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, guys. Let's talk about it. We got a recap of Jeff Jarrett's promo on Dynamite where he states his goal to become the AEW World Champion in 2025. Then we have the match, Jeff Jarrett defeating Aaron Solo. I'm sorry, guys. Jeff Jarrett makes me feel like that. But that's just my opinion. Let's talk about it. So, Jeff Jarrett makes a quick work of Aaron Solo hitting him with 2 strokes to win, and that's how he won with 2 strokes to win, and that's how he defeated Aaron Solo. Then we had Leo Rush and Action Andretti were walking backstage ahead of their tag title match with the Private Party, which was a fun tag team match, which we'll be talking about in a bit. I thought it was a fun match. We'll be talking about it in a bit, like I said again, guys. Then we got a recap of Ricochet attacking on Swerve Strickland, which was fun, you remember? Which was fun. Then we had the AEW World Tag Team title match. Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy defeating Action Andretti and Leo Rush. Man, like I said again, fun tag team match right here. Fun tag team match. This is Private Party's second defense of the titles, and Private Party has the advantage early, but the challengers cut off a Ascent and Motion, Ascent and double slams Mark Quinn into the barricade, and Isaiah Cassidy was left to be double teamed through the commercial break before fighting to his corner for the tag. Mark Quinn runs wild on both challengers, scoring a near fall by hitting a death valley driver to Leo Rush on top of Action Andretti, and Private Party went for gin and juice, but Mark Quinn back gives out before he could offend for it, and Action Andretti and Leo Rush come back with Action Andretti hitting a Spanish fly on Mark Quinn, and the challengers hit the gin and juice on Mark Quinn for a near fall before noticing Top Flight watching at ringside. They went to the top rope, but Private Party calls them to the mat to throw fist, which was awesome, to throw fist. Then after a sense down, Mark Quinn sends Leo Rush to the floor to start diving train, and Mark Quinn hits a big shooting star press onto Leo Rush for a near fall. Oh man, that was nice. Then breaks up by Action Andretti, springboard 450, and Action Andretti swerves. I was thinking Action Andretti stuffs a sunset flip, a sunset flip, a sunset flip, and tries to hold onto Leo Rush on for a pin, but Dante Martin breaks the grab and allows Mark Quinn to reverse the roll up for the win, and that's how the Private Party defeated Leo Rush and Action Andretti, which was a fun match, guys. Loved it, man. Just loved it. Then we got a recap of Darby Allin's war with the Death Riders, ending with footage of them taking Darby Allin out on the final rampage in Hammerstein Ballroom. Then we had Adam Copeland was backstage with Lex Miller, who asked him about his issues with the Death Riders, and Adam Copeland says that his issues were because they attacked his friends and claimed that no one wanted to be AEW World Champion, and Chris Jericho walked in and shout about his awards and stuff like that, about his awards and you know his accolades and stuff like that, his accolades and so on and so forth. And then before Adam Copeland told him that he's already respect Jericho, Adam Copeland runs down their history together with Chris Jericho, claiming to remember none of it. I'll say it again. With Jericho claiming to remember none of it, and Adam Copeland calls Chris Jericho an asshole, and Chris Jericho calls Cope a dope. Like, really didn't care about that, with Chris Jericho calling him a Cope is a dope. And anyways, he's not rated R superstar Cope. He's rated R superstar Adam Copeland to me. To me, he will always be Adam Copeland. He can block me. I don't care. I really don't care that Adam Copeland blocks me. I'm just saying it's a better name than just being called Cope. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. You can like it. You can like it, Adam Copeland. That's your choice. But us fans, we think it's that. Me, in my opinion, it's if you think it's good, that's your choice. But don't argue with me and stuff about it because you know what's cooler, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I know I'll start an argument, but I'm just saying, Cope is just not my cup of tea. Adam Copeland is my cup of tea, or Copeland is cup of my tea. But Cope, guys, sorry. Then Tony Storms defeated Deonna Purrazzo, which was a fun women's match. With Deonna Purrazzo, with Taya Valkyrie, with Taya Valkyrie by her side. Let's talk about it, guys. The two fought on the mat before Deonna Purrazzo tagged Tony Storms with a slap, and she sent Tony Storms to the floor, where a Taya Valkyrie distraction led to a cross body from Deonna Purrazzo descent to the match to a break. And after the break, Tony Storms made her comeback and locked on an STF, and Storms went for a hip attack, but Taya Valkyrie distracted her, and Deonna Purrazzo puts on a armbar, forcing Tony Storms to the rope. The two trade strikes, which was amazing. Then before Tony Storms hits a DDT for a 2 count, Tony Storms clocks Taya Valkyrie, then pins Deonna Purrazzo with an inside cradle, and that's what happened right there. And that's how Tony Storms defeated Deonna Purrazzo, and that's what happened right there, guys. Oh, man. Then we get a video from after Dynamite with Christopher Daniels trying to get through to Adam Page, and Christopher Daniels told Adam Page that he could be world champion if he could control himself, but Adam Page rejected Christopher Daniels' advice, and he tore into Christopher Daniels, calling him an old man slinging to a sport that left him behind, and he told Christopher Daniels that he should have retired 5 years ago when he still had a sense of decency, then slaps him in the face, and Adam Page walked away before Christopher Daniels jumps him in a fist, and Christopher Daniels got bloody and left Adam Page lying with Adam Page muttering to himself as putting himself to his feet. And that's what happened right there, guys, which was a great thing right there. That was a great thing with Christopher Daniels and Adam Page, guys. I liked it, in my opinion. Then we had the 100,000, I'll say it again, 100,000 high-speed collision four-way. Brian Cage defeated Dante Martin with Leo Gray and Commander with Alex, the guy Alex, and the Beast Mortals, which, Alex was with Ray Phoenix. You remember, guys, with Ray Phoenix, which sooner or later he'd be going to WWE. I heard rumors, about that. We'll see what happens and stuff. But we already know that Penta's going to WWE, so I have a good feeling that, Ray Phoenix will be going to WWE with Penta in the future, but not right now. Probably in a year or two, we'll see the Lucha Bros in WWE, which I think is going to be amazing in WWE with them being a tag team. Hopefully they get used with Triple H and stuff, and the people in the back, the locker room in WWE, and so on and so forth. So yes, guys, let's talk about it. I thought this was a good match with Brian Cage winning the $100,000 thing. So let's talk about it, guys. During Brian Cage entrance, we got a video of his. Also, again, during Brian Cage entrance, we got a video of his Don Callis family teammate Tutesta, never open weight champion, win at. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this with Red Lightning Boa when we did the preview and prediction with Tutesta, never open weight title win at New Japan Pro I'll say it again. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom 19. You know what I'm saying, guys, right there. I said wrestling. I mean, I say Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom 19. And then the action was fast and furious to start with Martin and Commander flying onto the big guys to start, and those two got in a pinning predicament before the Beast Mortals broke it up by Commander, who hits a triple percent head scissor to send him into the floor before hitting a double jump corkscrew dive to Mortals and Cage onto the floor, and Martin hits his own double jump dive to the floor before Leo Rush jumps Martin and sends him into the barricade as payback for earlier in the night. Then back in the ring, Beast Mortals swoosh Commander with a pop-up Samoan drop before Brian Cage dropped the Beast Mortals with a speedy facebuster deal look, and so on and so forth. Every move named after a commercial break, and Martin tried to fight his way back into the ring before Brian Cage put him down, and we got a lot of minutes of a lot of moves, and Brian Cage pinned Martin with a whipping X, and that's what happened right there, and that's how Brian Cage won with a weapon X, and that's what happened right there. Then we had FTR. We're backstage with the Rock and Roll Experience, who brought up the angle from 2021 where FTR hits Ricky Martin with a spike power driver, and Dex Harwood apologized for that before the Outrunners enter the frame, complaining about gas money, and they were owned from 1982. And Ricky Martin apologized. The Outrunners apologized. The Outrunners did the Predator handshake with the Rock and Roll, and that's what happened right there, which was good stuff right there, guys, in my opinion. Then guys, we had the main event. Which I thought was a decent main event. It wasn't great, but it was decent. I thought it was decent. Let's talk about it, guys. So, rated FTR, Adam Copeland and Cash Wheeler and Dex Harwood defeated the Learning Tree, Big Bill, and Brian Keith and Chris Jericho. Let's talk about it. As someone who has the Quick Fritz name down, and I'm not a fan of Cope. I'm not a fan of Cope. I'm taking my side of it. But the article says I'm a fan of Cope, which I'm not a fan of the name. And Adam Copeland and Chris Jericho start each other down to start the match, but Chris Jericho tags out before they fought, and the first three of the match was Big Bill being just too damn big and handling FTR by himself after a break, and Jericho and Adam Copeland tag in and face off with a big reaction, and we got a lot of action, including a Big Bill powerbomb on Harwood before Copeland hits Jericho with the impaler, and Copeland went for the spear, but Jericho hits the cold breaker for a near fall, and the Learning Tree is since Adam Copeland in their corner for a while before he got a tag into Cash Wheeler, and Cash Wheeler won wild on Big Bill, finally taking him down with a tornado DDT, and rated FTR hits Bill with a double power plex, a single plex and a double power, and a triple shutter machine got broken up with Big Bill hitting a Bossman slam. Jericho and Harwood had a submissions on before Adam Copeland and Big Bill broke them up, and Copeland sends Bill to the floor and hits a big dive to the floor, with Harwood following with a big suicide, and Harwood and Jericho were left, but as Harwood went up top for a diving headbutt, and Keith hits Harwood with the Ring of Honor title for a near fall, a long near fall. So again, a long near fall for a long near fall, and Harwood moves out of the way of a lion salt, and FTR hits Jericho with a shatter machine, and Adam Copeland followed it up with a spear, and the good guys won. And I'll repeat it again, guys. Harwood moves out of the way of a lion salt, and FTR hits Jericho with a shatter machine, and Adam Copeland follows it up with a spear, and the good guys win. Then after the match, Jon Moxley appears on the screen before I'll say it again. Jon Moxley appears on the screen before revealing that he had the rock and roll experience tied up in the back, and the Outrunners come to try and help before Cash Wheeler and Maria Shafir let them out, and the Death Riders bail out before Adam Copeland and the Death Riders could catch them in the back, and that's what happened right there, guys, which I thought was good. But at the same time, FTR didn't need to be like, oh, where's the door? Where's the door? Where's the door? Where's the door? Like, they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to do that. In my opinion, they didn't need to do that. But it was still good, but I'm just saying. And I give this show a 7 out of 10, guys. A 7 out of 10. I'll tell you guys again, I give this show a 7 out of 10. And it was a decent show, like I said again, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Collision. I really did. I enjoyed Collision, guys. And in the tape around their mouths, the rock and roll experience tape around their mouth, and, and the Death Riders attacking the Outrunners, which was pretty cool in my opinion. But at the same time, freaking FTR didn't need to go like that. They should have just went and attacked, the Death Riders and just showed us. They should have showed us, FTR beating the heck out of the Death Riders and Death Riders fighting back and forth, then ended the show that way. But still, it was fun. And I give this show a 7 out of 10, like I said again, guys, before I go. And this is Christopher Jackson Denver. I said again, this is Christopher Jackson Denver. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always, guys. And this is Christopher Jackson Denver. I said again, this is Christopher Jackson Denver. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always. And we're out. Peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care. And this is Christopher Jackson Denver, and we're out.